Time.
Start whenever you wish.
Okay. So, firstly today we're going to do a stereo removal on a T5 long wheelbase van. Obviously this one's a left-hand drive. And I'm going to show you what tools you need. So firstly you need an old credit card. This is actually a company one. You need a Torx 20 screwdriver. And you need some of these tools, like the interior tools you can buy online for really cheap. What we'll do first is, depending on how many times you've removed your stereo and depending on how many times or how strong your fingers are, you can shove your little card down here and just go around and release all the clips as you feel them with this old card. Like, don't use your credit card, because if it snaps, it's going to snap and break your credit card. Or, if you've got strong fingers, and I'm a climber, so I should have fairly strong fingers, you can just pull it up from the back there, and this whole tray just comes nicely and easily out. Then we can put the tray to the side. Next you need your Torx 20 screwdriver, nice little thing, and you've got two screws on the back, one here and one here. If I lean over without setting the alarm off, I'm setting the horn off. I'll undo the first one here on the left hand side. It's just to the right hand side of this air grill, air vent, whatever you call them. And you take out this little screw, make sure it doesn't fall down the back, because that would be an absolute pain to get out. So this one's coming fairly easily. Actually had the stereo out last week, so you can see it's a Torx screw. Nice, goes together. I always chuck it into the pad that I put on the seats. And then the second screw is to the right hand side, just to the left of this vent. So it's kind of centered around it, so it's symmetrical to the left vent and right vent. And we take this little screw out here. Now, this one comes out a little bit easier. Now the next bit is quite difficult. You've got clips all the way down and around this panel. On my stereo, I know that this part isn't connected, the actual stereo is connected. This is like a face plate. So what you want to do to get everything out is you can either use your special interior tool, and you can pull it a little bit, feel around with that, find out the clips, or very, very gently start pulling it from the top, push your fingers into it, just feel where they unclip all the time. As long as you're quite firm but gentle, you can work your way all the way around and the panel comes out. What you have got on here and what I've got on mine is I've got a USB lead and I've got an ESP off button. The ESP off button's the same on every short wheelbase and long wheelbase. If you want to take this panel off, there is a short little clip here. You push in here and oh, that's my stereo fascia just popping. I have to get this right. So you can push in a little lever there and you can pull the connector out. Now I'm only showing you that so you know how to do it. So that connector there, you push in, that releases that clip and you pull it out from the back. Now because mine's got a USB lead, I can't remove it any further than it already is. So I was only showing you the ESP one for if you wanted to remove yours if it hasn't got a USB thing. Now, I leave mine dangling over the gear knob if I'm doing anything on the stereo. And I forgot to mention, this is the most important, when you're messing about with your stereo, make sure your red lead on your battery, on your starter battery, is removed. If you don't know how to do that, I'll show you that in another video anyway. Now, to remove the stereo, so my fascia has been removed. That just clips in place, two little clips. We've removed the panel around the outside and we removed the tray. Now we have two more Torx screws, one here and one here. And we remove these. And you know what? In this van, somebody has put, instead of a torque screw, these are a little bit of a pain to get out actually. And in this van that I'm working on today, somebody has instead put a crosshead. So I'll be back in a second and get a crosshead screwdriver. I don't know why they've done that. Got a crosshead screwdriver, always handy to keep around. But they've actually put a crosshead screw in here. So I'm using my different screwdriver now. I guess they've lost the torque screws on the standard ones. They'll be all torque screws. But somebody has lost a torque screw and put a little crosshead in there. Nice of them. Okay, once those two screws are out like I've shown you, you can grab your unit and pull the whole unit out. This one's just a little bit stiff in there, but I could pull the whole thing out. I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes, so I'm not going to put it all the way out. Now, to fit everything back in, make sure your stereo's in place and all aligned. I'm going to do the crosshead one first. It's basically the opposite of how you removed it. So, put your two screws back in here, nice and tight, so don't bother around and make any noises whilst you're driving around, because that would be annoying. And go to my torque screwdriver, which they should all be, and we get that started with the finger, and we screw that up nice and tight as well. Now it's all solid in place. If you remove this panel, and what you do is you put it almost in position and just clip your electric key like that. Mine is a little loose on this one. Make sure the ESP's buttons all the way around. Now, I've always found it easier to start in the corners, putting these back. Just clip back the bottom line first. It's a little bit of a pain sometimes to get in, but it does just clip nicely. Now I can put my fascia on. It just, from this one, slides over and clips in place. And now I have my Torx 20 just on the back here. Make sure you don't drop them. Do these up nice and just kind of fingery tight so they don't go anywhere when you bounce around and make any noises when you're driving down the street. That's nice and tight. And the last little Torx 20 just to the left hand side of that vent. And we'll screw it in nice and tight like I said. And that is as simple as removing your stereo in your car gets. Or in your T5 at least. Really good design on these. And put the tray back in. You can't, it's got a little lip on this side, so you do have to angle it this way and bring it forward. But if you angle it too far, this part won't go into its hole, so you have to move it gently in, slide it a tiny bit forward, and then give it a nice firm push. And that is it back in place. So if you like this video, like and subscribe. We're going to do kind of daily videos or weekly videos and pretty much do anything with the T5. So if you've got any comments, want to see any videos at all, like changing air filters, oil filters, changing the headline in, these A-pillar interior frames, if you want to change a glove box or a drinks cabinet or your gearbox gator, just put it in the comments below. We'll make a video of it. And thanks for watching.